Good morning, everybody. Greetings and welcome here to the Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show. This is a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So, this show that we're doing right now is called This Week. It's a show I do every week and try to get it out by noon on the first day of the week for me, which is a Sunday. Normally on this channel, we talk about or on this particular show, I discuss what's happening on the channel for the week for all of the episodes that I normally put out, plus the monthly series. And in this case, we have two to talk about. And also, if there's anything that went on in the past week that needed a correction. The only correction, there was a couple shows that were late. That was mostly due to uploading. I have to, I guess, basically go through my computer and get rid of some of the stuff that's clogging me up. So that is on my agenda for today. So we'll talk about now the series episodes that happened during the week. So the first one, of course, is this week, which is episode 151. This will go from June the 29th through to July 5th. It'll come out at noon on Sunday. That's basically all you need to know about that. The second episode, which will come out tonight, Sunday at 8 o'clock, is called Into the Prog Verse. This is a live stream, and I will be featuring, and if you just hold it a sec, this band, King Crimson, and my King Crimson collection, all the albums I own. I believe I have 12 in total. I don't have the entire discography, but I do have a live one. So, anyways, that's what we're doing on the live stream Into the Prog Verse this week, coming out tonight at 8 o'clock. The next show up is a look back at a classic rock album. This is a show in which I take an album greater than 15 years of age that I consider to be a classic, meaning that it ranks fairly high with me, uh, at least a upper two number and then a one or a masterpiece. And so we have the album I've decided to work on this week or do this week is Marillion's Fugazi, which is their second studio album. It's been in my playlist now for, I don't know, I mean, close to 5 months, if not all the way through, even longer. But at any rate, we're going to work on that one for look back at a classic rock album that will come out Monday at 8 o'clock. Next up, Tuesdays, the mini series that we've been running now. I guess this will be the third episode. It's called One Question. So Ben came up with this idea where he will give me a question every week and I'll try to answer it. So the first couple of weeks, if you've been watching, he's given me a couple of ones where I had to choose from a list of stuff. And this one is probably no different. It's a little bit more interesting, I think, though, because we're going to be doing the question is rank the debut albums of each of the big six prog bands. And we all know who they are: King Crimson, Jethro Tull, ELP, Yes, Genesis, and Pink Floyd. So I'll be taking the debut album from each of those bands and ranking them according to, I guess, how I like them. I may do a little bit of a discussion about each of them based on what I see from watching people out there and talking about these albums, which one of them um, may may actually be the in what way they may be viewed by the general public or by us as a whole. But I will probably give my own ranking as well. So we'll do that for Tuesday at 8 o'clock. On Wednesday at 8 o'clock, we will be doing Favorites. Favorites is a show that I do a list every week, pretty much a list of some sort or another. This week, I'm going to go with what seems to be going on in the YouTube community for these kind of shows. Everybody's picking five uh, things they hate or 10 things they hate and 10 things they love. I'm not going to do that, but I will do my 10 favorite YouTube channels. That's what I'm going to do for this week. Those are the ones that I watch the most and enjoy the most. I'm going to try and stay away from some types of channels because they proliferate YouTube uh, the YouTube platform and tend to be very controversial and have big headache. And I was always told as a child by people that you should stay away from a couple of different topics. So I will try to stay away from those topics as best I can. Okay, so the that will come out Wednesday at 8 o'clock. So the next one is called Outliers, in which I pick an outlier album from a band's discography. So it's an album that they have a certain kind of flow to their music, certain kind of sound, and this one's kind of outside of that a bit. I think this one definitely qualifies. So we're going to be doing Led Zeppelin 3 this week. So I hope that everybody can enjoy it. So we'll be doing that. And we'll just be talking about the album, nothing spectacular about why it might be an outlier, that kind of thing. That will come out Thursday at 8. I did skip over one, but I will give you that episode at the end because it's kind of an outlier itself. Okay, so the next episode out is another show that Ben came up with this idea. This is a regular show that we do every week and will continue for probably about 50 episodes. That's normally what we like to do, me and him. So he's come out with this show. It's called Who Did It Better, in which he picks a song that's performed by several different musicians, artists, or bands, whatever you want to call it. And I give my opinion as to which one I liked better. So this week's one comes from the song is called Dream, Dream I'll Never See, and it's covered by both the Allman Brothers and uh, Molly Hatchet. Now, I don't know anything about this track or either of these bands. I know a little bit about the two bands. Obviously, you'd have to be in a space vacuum to not know who the Allman Brothers and Molly Hatchet are, but we will talk about the version of both of them. I have to still listen to them, so we will do that. And that will come out Friday at 8. Next show up is Battle of the Bands. So last week was very difficult for me to pick. And it was somewhat surprising to me as well. I didn't pick the Triumph Just a Game album, which I think most people figured I would, and I thought I was going to. But after listening to them all again, I decided that for that week, anyways, I enjoyed the songs from The Wood, and I thought it was maybe better than the Just a Game album. I could be wrong. I may flip back to that at some point, but it was a somewhat of a surprise to me and to probably the people who know me. The next one up is the next battle, which is episode 2. We are going to feature the following albums: Kiss Alive, Rush's Permanent Waves, Styx's Equinox, and Genesis Foxtrot. Now, I don't know if this will be as hard. I have my ideas of who might win this. I usually do when I'm going into it. It's pretty hard not to when you're so familiar with the albums, but they're all strong albums for me. Um, in the past, at least 2 of these albums have been a top 10 album. The other 2 have made it as high as the top 20. So it'll be interesting to see which one I pick. But I do have my idea of who will get picked, but it doesn't mean that that's going to happen. So that will come out Saturday at noon, Battle of the Bands. So next up is the 9th episode of the week, or actually in this case, it'd probably be 10th, is What's New. So What's New is a show I do on Saturday night, in which I talk about a new album that has come out in the calendar year we're in, which is 2025. I've chosen to do the Doobie Brothers Walk This Road. It's their latest with a lot of members that actually have been together for a while. So I'm looking forward to listening. There's a lot of people have recommended it, so I'm going to do this album, and that will come out Saturday at 8. Now the Outlier is the one that will come out on Monday at noon. I decided to put it as an outlier because it was an afterthought and I had almost forgot it. And that's my new albums purchased. I've got 15. I had 11 up till the middle of last week, and then I was out and decided to go look for something particular and ended up with 4 more albums. So we are going to do 15 albums for that show, which will come out on noon on the Monday, the 30th. So I hope to see you for all those shows. The series we were running for the month of June is coming to its conclusion, which is 30 bands that had a member that went on to be part of a bigger band or a more successful band or a more commercial band or a band that sold more albums, whatever you want to call it, but a larger band for them. And so we are doing the final, an episode came out this morning. Um, and then the final one will come out tomorrow. And then we'll be starting a new series for the month of July. So this will be my favorite 31 rock albums released in the year 1969, the final year of the 60s. I've always kind of wanted to do this year, so I figured, you know what, I've been doing a lot of uh, kind of unusual topics that aren't really followed by most of the mainstream, but I thought this one is one that's probably more mainstream topic, but it's one that I've looked forward to doing. I'm in the process of gauging all of these albums now for that, and they'll all come out starting on, of course, the 1st of July, and we will work our way backwards, going from my most favorite or my least favorite to my most favorite, or my, in this case, 31 2 to 1. Hope to see you all throughout the month for that series. I have some people that regularly watch that show in the morning and look forward to it, so I try to make it interesting for everybody if I can. I think this one will be a little bit more interesting than some of the previous ones, only because there's a lot of albums here that I'm quite familiar with. So, anyways, hope to see you all throughout the week. And you have yourself a good day and a good evening. And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. If you want to leave any kind of comments, you can do those in the comment section below. And we'll see you next week on the Prog Monster. Take care and have a good one. Goodbye.